Hey there, welcome. It's another edition of Coffee with the Goose. Yes, I am the Goose. So glad you joined me again. I talk about things that are interesting, fascinating, and irritating. I think this is a little bit of all three. But before I go any further, of course, got to have a little Java. My coffee, as you know, very strong. Like my opinion, and of course, I have to have some creamer in there to make it sweet. Just like me and just like my dog, Cooper. Right, Cooper? Good boy. All right. All right, here we go. Is it too soon to say it? No, I don't think so, because the word is officially out from the mouth of Manny Pacquiao himself. He is returning, and yes, I did tell you so a year and a half ago. I told you so almost immediately after he announced his retirement that he will not stay retired. That's not who he is. At the very least, that's not how he's going to go out with a loss. So what's the latest? Pacquiao made it official recently and said, I can't take it anymore. I'm a fighter. That's what I do. And I will continue to fight. And he said, I will for sure get back in the ring and seek a championship, because, again, that's what Pacquiao does. He's one of the greatest of all time. A quote from Pacquiao. Now, again, you may think this is crazy, but if you've been following his career like I have and many folks have, this is not crazy at all. He's 44 years old. He said, quote, I'm still moving like a 30-year-old, 20-year-old. And I believe it. He's getting ready for another exhibition bout. Remember, he fought DKU in Seoul, South Korea a couple of months ago, and that was just kind of a joke. This self-proclaimed martial arts expert was embarrassed. Rightfully so. Pacquiao just, toyed with him and won the decision. And he's set to fight another exhibition bout in Japan in late July. And he said, he's going to fight. He's in negotiations for a fight in either October or November. So that gives him plenty of time to figure things out and, shake off the rust. And now it's just a matter of who he's going to fight. The name that's been bandied about is Conor Benn, an undefeated young, very, very good fighter from the United Kingdom. But as I mentioned earlier, he's not at that upper tier, that championship level fighter. But he's good. So that'd be a nice fight. But Pacquiao said, I'm focused on training and conditioning, so I will not lose my speed and power. I think he still has both. Yeah, he lost his last fight, and I'll briefly run through just to jar your memory of what happened. He was a world welterweight champion at the time. Don't forget, okay? And he was scheduled to fight a unification bout with Errol Spence Jr. And then in my humble opinion, based on a lot of knowledge, boxing corruption came to fore. Spence, just 10 days before the fight, suffered a mysterious eye injury, and 2 hours later, the opponent of Dennis Ugas, who was on the undercard, suffered a mysterious eye injury. So, what do we do now? So Pacquiao had to fight Ugas on short notice. Yeah, he was training. Yeah, he was ready to fight, but not fighting Ugas, and he lost. And a clear-cut decision. Ugas, much to his credit, defeated Pacquiao. And then, of course, he turned around a few months later and was beaten very badly by Errol Spence Jr. So I know it's easy to say, well, see, Pacquiao didn't stand a chance against Spence. Well, yes, he did. Yes, he did. I think the majority of people agree that he was going to beat Spence. I have no doubt he was going to beat Spence, and that's why all this shady stuff happened. At any rate, we don't make excuses. It was a legit loss to Dennis Ugas. And then, of course, Pacquiao retired a couple days later. So, again, who is Pacquiao going to fight in October, November, whatever it's going to be? He doesn't fight, what do they call them? Tomato cans. That's what they call bums. Bum of the month, they used to say in the boxing business. He's going to fight, if not a current champion, then somebody of that, of that ability, maybe a former champion. there are only two champs left in the welterweight division, and that's Errol Spence Jr. and Bud Crawford. And they're both great fighters. And they've been talking back and forth about a unification bout between the two of them, but it hasn't happened. And I doubt it's ever going to happen for whatever reason. So does Pacquiao stand a chance? Will he be humiliated by one of those two guys? Yeah, who knows? You never know what's going to happen in boxing. And I can't remember who it was, whether it was Spence or Crawford. I think it was Spence. Correct me if I'm wrong. Said, "Oh, I'm not going to fight Pacquiao. That would be a lose-lose. If it'd be like Larry Holmes beating up the soon-to-retire and aged Muhammad Ali." He said, if I beat Pacquiao, people say, well, see, he was just old and you shouldn't have done it. Or if I lose, oh, gee, I lost to an old Pacquiao. So it's a lose-lose. I understand the position, but, a fighter is a fighter is a fighter. If you've got the guts, if you're a real fighter, and if you want the real money, you'll fight Manny Pacquiao. You'd be a fool not to. So we'll have to see what happens. I still believe, even at the age of 44, George Foreman won a heavyweight title I think he was 45. So don't ever doubt somebody of that ilk, especially Manny Pacquiao. Don't ever doubt his ability. He's an 8-division world champion, and he was a world champion just before he lost to Ugas a year and a half ago. So I really believe, and again, you're free to have your own opinion, that Pacquiao can still beat either Spence or Crawford if given, the proper time to train. And hopefully he'll have Freddie Roach in his corner, maybe the greatest trainer of all time. I really think Pacquiao can beat either one of those. At any rate, MP Promotions President Sean Gibbons said Pacquiao is negotiating a fight with Conor Ben. That would be a good one, as I said, but I really want to see him fight one of those big dogs. It would be a great, great matchup. And, it'd be like the great old days of Manny Pacquiao where, nothing but the best. He fights nothing but the best, and he is nothing but one of the best ever. So tell me what you think. I'd love to read your comments. Pacquiao refused to divulge the identity of his next opponent because he doesn't want to, any bad karma. He's worried that the talks might fall through. So we'll let him and his team go about the business of negotiating with a future opponent, and B, preparing to fight and maybe beat that opponent. All right, there you have it. Again, told you so. Hate to say it, but hey, I knew it a year and a half ago, and I think most of you guys knew it too. Pacquiao is not going to stay retired. Come on, really? Pacquiao? No, not going to stay retired. He's going to fight again. It is official. That is it for this edition of Coffee with a Goose. Tell me what you think. I love to read your comments. I read all of them, and I love your opinion, and I learn a little bit just reading what you folks have to say. All right? Thank you for joining me for another Coffee with a Goose. We'll talk to you again soon.